Happy Sunday. Today's video, my initial impressions on my recently acquired 1992 Geo Tracker Tin top. Quick walk around. Picked this up on Tuesday, so I've had it for a couple of days now. I wanted to do an initial impressions video the day I picked it up, but I had to go straight to work when I got it. This is the condition I picked it up in. I haven't cleaned it yet. The 92 right here, looking this good. It's not showroom quality. It looks like a vehicle that was just taken care of. It wasn't pampered like a Ferrari or anything, but it was really cared for. So let's take a closer look at it. I'll show you the damage right now. This looks like it's it right here. The metal right here is a little crinkled. That appears to be it. The bumper isn't perfect. It's a little scuffed up. Other than that, the bumper in the front is cut. But this is necessary because it has the attachment for the tow bar. They could have did a better job. I might get this cut nicer. It doesn't really bother me. I could always get another bumper if I wanted to. But like I said, I needed this cut anyway for the tow bar. So I could repaint this probably, but other than that, this is really clean. Has a roof rack. I don't like or dislike the roof rack. It's there. They cut into the trim, so I will just leave this on since they cut into the trim to get this roof rack on. That's no big deal. Let's take a look. Oh, manual locking hubs, free and lock. That's when you want to put it in 4x4 mode. So here's the inside. This is untouched. I haven't done anything yet. I haven't started cleaning this up yet. I just wanted to show you guys what kind of condition it was in when I picked it up. It's a little dusty. I don't know if you could see like the dirt in the shifter, like in the crevices. The carpet probably needs a little cleaning. The dash is a tiny bit dusty, but no cracks. I really wanted a tracker that was nice, that was presentable, something I could be proud of, something that's a time capsule. And this is a time capsule. Party like it's 1992. Let's get on the other side. So here's the other side. And everything works. Well, not everything. I don't think the defogger in the back works. I had this on the other day for like 20 minutes. The back didn't defog, so you could see a little dirt in the crevices. I'm gonna spend a lot of time cleaning this up, get it really nice. But let's take a look here. 95,411 miles. I think that's legit. I looked at the Carfax, 4-owner car. So the first owner had it for 20 years. A little dirt in the crevices. When I accelerate, the glove box pops open. The little latch here broke. I'll probably put some Velcro strips on the side here so that stays open. Cassette player. You can't even break out your Ninja Turtles the movie soundtrack. It's just a cassette player. I'm not changing anything. There's dirt in the crevices. Manual transfer case. So you just put it in neutral, then I could tow it behind my van. So it appears that 95,000 miles is accurate because look at these seats. If this was 195,000 miles, this would probably be all torn up. But yeah, this looks like it was really well taken care of. Yeah, it's 225 tires. Trackers came with 205 stock. I had no intentions of putting bigger tires on this, but it came with it, and it appears the original owner actually re-geared it because the speedometer is accurate. It matched up with the GPS. Tow hitch, it's going really low. I'm not too crazy about that, but the departure angle on this is so good I might not even catch up on that, get like caught up on the tow hitch. So we'll see when I go off-roading. This has the stock tire size in the back. Maybe I should put a 225 back here so everything matches up. No big deal. Here's the back. There's actually a lot of room when the seats folded up. I did get floor mats in the club, but that's the only thing I did, but I haven't cleaned up yet. Like I said, I wanted you guys to see how nice this thing is, even being a 92. Some of my subscribers weren't even born yet. So simple engineering. This is just a little rod right here. You just move it like that, and then this comes down. So there you go. So I got floor mats in the club, like I said, but yeah, rear seat looks like it was barely used. A little dusty in there, just a little dirty overall, but it's like it's not a nasty dirty, just like it's been sitting for a while dirty. So when I was driving this thing home, driving it to work, I was telling myself, this is awesome. Like first 10 minutes I was telling myself, this is great, I'm gonna take it to the desert this weekend. And then the next 10 minutes I was telling myself, this thing is pretty horrible, actually, in a fun way. It's just not comfortable. I would not want to drive this to the desert for 3 hours, and that was the whole point. The whole point was to get this to tow behind my van, but still have something I could drive to work. I could have bought a quad, but I like the idea of having something I could drive, that I could use as an actual vehicle. So the intention, if you're a regular on my channel, you know what I've been talking about. I'm going to tow this behind my van. The van will do the drive to the desert. The van will get me to the desert. I could sleep in my van, and when I wake up in the desert, I'll have this to go off-roading in. And as much as this thing looks like a toy, it's a serious off-roader. It's very impressive. That looks like the factory skid plate right there. I gotta clean this up a little bit, but factory skid plate in the front, and then there's a factory skid plate on the fuel tank. So it's a serious off-roader. Look at that factory skid plate right there. It has some armor. Where's my finger at? Right there. It has some armor for the fuel tank. So yeah, it looks kind of like a toy, but this is more of an off-roader than modern small SUVs. Small SUVs now, they're just car-based. This is an actual truck. And the acceleration isn't that bad. I'll try to get some footage of the acceleration when I head to work. I'm headed to work right now, but if I can't, then I'll do it some other day. Just wanted to share this with you guys, the condition it's in. Oh, let's take a look at the engine bay. Here's the engine. Not pristine and not nasty, just used. It looks like it has wiring for trailering, so I gotta figure all this out. But there you go, 1.6, 80 horsepower, 94 foot-pounds of torque. But it moves a lot better than I thought it would. It's not fast, but it's not as slow as the 1994 Geo Metro I had like 12, 13 years ago. But there it is. Finally have one, and I really wanted a nice one, and I got a nice one. I didn't want a project, I didn't want junk, I just wanted something I could drive right away. About to run some errands right now. This is my first purchase for this thing. Hopefully the fact that it's a manual, no one can swipe it. But the reason why I said, like, the first 10 minutes when I was driving it, I was like, man, I'm gonna drive this to the desert this weekend. I'll drive the 3 hours. And then the next 10 minutes I was like, this thing is kind of horrible. The reason I say that is there's no shoulder room, no armrest really, no armrest here, no cruise control. The AC works though, that's great. But yeah, I'm all crammed up in here. It's not a lot of shoulder room in here. My Abarth is actually a smaller vehicle, and my Abarth is a lot more comfortable than this. It's still a lot of fun though. It's very mechanical. It's a very raw vehicle. It's just the simplicity is what makes this thing fun, and that's why I'm really looking forward to taking this out to the desert. This should be easy to replace. It's only 2 screws. I have to find some sort of tracker or sidekick store. Replace that. Shouldn't be too expensive. Hopefully not. If I can't find it, it's no big deal. Headed to work right now. Let's start this up. So manual transfer case, 2 high, 4 high, neutral, 4 low. All you have to do is move it up. There you go. 4-wheel drive, light. Then you have to go outside and lock the hubs, but there it is. Let you know you're in 4-wheel drive. Push it back down. Now we're back in 2-wheel drive. And like I said, the AC still works. There's a little light. Alright, headed to work. When I get on the freeway, I'll show you guys the acceleration of this thing. 5-speed manual. Gotta clean it up a little bit. I have a pretty open freeway. I'm in 5th gear, 55 miles per hour, and no downshift. I'm flooring it. See, it actually has power in 5th gear. I don't have to downshift. There you go, 65. I was really expecting this thing to need a downshift into 4th to accelerate, but 5th is not bad. And check it out, 65 miles per hour. I'm at 3,500 RPM. I don't know if that's stock gearing. 3,500 RPM at 65 seems a little high to me. Like I said, the tires on this are 225 and the speedometer is calibrated, so I don't know if this has like shorter gearing than stock, but down to 60. This thing likes going 60 more than it likes going 65. It can. I've hit 70 on this. I haven't hit 75 yet, but yeah, I'm just going 60. And here's a good test right here. Here's a bust, and we're at a slight incline. All right, I'm flooring it. There's no one behind me. Pretty quiet day. I'm flooring it in 5th, slight incline. I mean, there's acceleration. It's not very fast, but it's there without a downshift. Yeah, see, 5th gear, almost gonna hit 70. Yeah, slight incline. So it's slow as expected, but not as slow as I thought it was gonna be. I thought it was gonna be a lot slower, and that's why I'm wondering if the gearing is stock. And what I'm noticing about this is I thought the ride was going to be a lot worse. The ride is really smooth. Not really smooth, but smoother than expected. I'm wondering how new the shocks are. It looks like it has new body mounts. I'll show you guys that when I get to work. I'm going just a little over 60 right now. You know what I noticed about driving this versus my van? My van, I drive 60 miles per hour cruise control no matter where I go, and people politely go around me. In this, people go around me aggressively, like they're picking on me, like they're bullying my poor little vehicle here. Like, look at this guy. Okay, there you go. At least he used a turn signal. This thing does have a nice ride height though. It's a nice little mini truck, taller than a car. Not as tall as like modern SUVs, but it's like a little toy. It's like a big kid's toy. I was expecting this to have old vehicle rattles when I drove it, but it's not as bad as I thought it would be. This rides a lot softer than I thought it would. The tires are 2 sizes bigger than stock, and when you look at the mount, the body going onto the frame, this looks brand new. It's not a body lift. It doesn't look like a body lift. It looks like stock 1-inch. But looking at the mounts, I don't know if you could see it in there either, but they look fairly new. I wonder how new the shocks are. But this rides a lot nicer than I thought it was. I had a very low expectations. It's a 1992 Geo Tracker. This was entry level in 1992, so I did not expect this to ride as good as it does. And the fact that this thing is 30 years old and rides like this, I'm impressed.